Macnews Macro-Asia Corporatio Lusitans Macro-Asia inches closer to nickel ore exploration in Palawan. After years of stalemate, Bilyonaryo Lusiotan has finally made headway on his planned nickel mining project in Brooks Point, Palawan. TAN's Macro-Asia Mining Corp. Received the certification precondition from the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples for the mining project covering 1,114 hectares.
The certification precondition is a certificate of compliance to the free, prior and informed consent process, as well as certification that the community has given its consent.
It is found that Macro-Asia Mining has complied with the procedural and documentary requirements. Thus the certification precondition for the aforementioned project is approved.
Subject to the Memoranda of Agreement entered into by and among the respective duly authorized representative PERSECOND of Macro-Asia Mining, the Palawan ICCs, IPs of Barangays Ipilan Mambalut, Maasin, Barong-Barong and Calasaguan and Erebangos, all in the municipality of Brooks Point, province of Palawan and the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, the affidavit of undertaking and related documents, the certification stated.
Macro-Asia's proposed project is located within the ancestral domain of the Palawan indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples in Barangays Ipilan, Mambalot and Maasin, municipality of Brooks Point, Palawan. In the 1970s, Macro-Asia used to produce nickel in Brooks Point, exporting nickel laterite to Sumitomo in Japan. It was eventually forced to close down due to a plunge in nickel prices. CPG News Century Properties Group, INC Antonio Family's Century Properties gets issuer rating upgrade for planned 3 na bilyong piso bond offer. Century Properties Group Inc., of the family of Ambassador Jose E.B. Antonio has secured a rating upgrade for its planned 3 billion pesos bond issue given its diversified market portfolio and its growing presence in a traditionally competitive market. In a regulatory filing, CPG said the proposed second tranche of its 6 billion pesos debt securities program under shelf registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission, received a credit rating of AA Dagdag, issuer rating upgrade from the Credit Rating and Investors Services Philippines, CRIS. The fixed-rate retail bonds will have a base size of 2 billion pesos, with an oversubscription option of up to 1 billion pesos. CPG said among the factors that led to the issuer rating upgrade was the company's move to diversify its market portfolio, which CRISP considers as strategically beneficial to the firm's market position. CPG's letter entry into the horizontal affordable housing development market in 2017 provided opportunities for the company to capture a share in a traditionally reliable property market segment. First Park Homes, its joint venture brand with Japan's Mitsubishi Corp., has launched 16 na home communities on 293 hectares of land with over 19,800 units valued at 34.4 billion pesos in 8 provinces in Luzon. It sold 13,983 units valued at 24.6 billion pesos and completed 6,002 as of end 2022.
CPG has also solidified its strong presence in the vertical housing market with 30 vertical housing developments with a total ground floor area of over 1.24 million square meters and a total of 17,481 residential units completed.
The company's portfolio also includes 5 leasing assets with aggregate gross leasable area of 146,670 square meters, which include the Century City Mall, Centuria Medical Makati, Asian Century Center, Century Diamond Tower and the recently opened Novotel Suites Manila. PAL News PAL Holdings I.N. C. Sa app na lang mag-book, PAL blames Microsoft glitch for website downtime.
Bilyonaryo Kapitan Lucio Tan's Philippine Airlines PAL has blamed Microsoft for the spotty access to its website since Wednesday morning, February 8.
The flag carrier announced that its web page is down since this morning for reasons beyond the company's control. We apologize for this inconvenience, which appears to be caused by an interruption of Microsoft Internet services in the Southeast Asia region, PAL said in an advisory. Rest assured that our technical team is working to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Microsoft did advise the public about a problem that affected its Teams platform for online video conferencing, but none about its website hosting channels. Ticket bookings, flight check-ins, and changes to upcoming flights may be done through the PAL mobile app for the time being. Fruitus Holdings Inc. Lester Yu raises stake in his bakery and beverage firm.
Fruitus Holdings founder and CEO Lester Yu has increased his shareholdings in Basahin Fruitus, signaling his confidence in the operations and long-term prospects of his bakery and beverage company.
According to a stock exchange filing, Yu shelled out 2.52 million pesos to acquire 4 million Basahin shares for 63 centavos per share. The Basahin shares he acquired are on top of the 75% stake retained by Fruitus in Basahin after its initial public offering in June 2022. Yu's additional investment demonstrates his confidence in BALAI's later operations and future growth potential. Basahin has been on an upward trend lately, rising by more than 15% and outpacing the PSE index, which has increased by 6% since the start of the year. The stock closed 4.69% higher at 67 centavos Wednesday. The company had an impressive performance last year, posting a tenfold jump in its 9-month profit to 23.2 million pesos on the back of a 164% hike in revenues to P234 million.
BALAI's latter stellar performance was attributed to the rapid and strategic store network expansion of its flagship brand, Bulay Pandesal, which has boosted its store network to over 40 stores from the initial 5 at the time of its acquisition in June 2021.
MPI News, Metro Pacific Investments Corporation. MPIC fortifies Agri-Investments, acquires 34.76% of Axlom Resources Corporation. Metro Manila, Philippines, 7th February 2023. Metro Pacific Investments Corporation, MPIC, the country's leading infrastructure investments company, branches into another agri-venture, with its wholly owned subsidiary, Metro Pacific Agro Ventures Inc., MPAV, acquiring 34.76% ownership in Axlom Resources Corporation, ARC, or the company, for 5.32 billion Philippine pesos.
ARC is the leading manufacturer and exporter globally of high-quality coconut products, and one of the major suppliers of Vita Coco, the global market leader in coconut water. The company is also a major exporter of desiccated coconut, coconut milk cream, coconut cooking oil, and other coconut products.
The acquisition buttresses MPIC's promise in becoming a serious player in the agricultural field, following its investment in the dairy sector last year. The North Star of our agriculture business is helping our country achieve food security, says MPIC Chairman, President, and CEO Manuel V. Pangilinan. This investment into ARC will mean more income opportunities for coconut farmers, as well as a broader landscape for Philippine agriculture.
Capitalizing on the coconut industry. With its global presence, ARC's products are sold in both the domestic and international markets, supplying to food and beverage companies, confectionaries, bakeries, supermarkets and grocery store chains, and other establishments around the world. They are widely distributed in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Japan, and some countries in Asia.
ARC Chairman and CEO Romeo I. Chan states, "Through this partnership, we aim to achieve our lifelong vision of further developing and transforming the Philippine coconut industry. We proudly welcome our new partners, MPAV and the entire MPIC organization, and we thank them for sharing the same values and ambition to advance the coconut industry by synergizing our resources and expertise." More importantly, this puts us in a strong position to help uplift the marginalized coconut farming communities in our country and contribute to the continuous development of the agricultural sector, Chan added. Augmenting ARC's focus on export, MPAV aims to nurture a higher level of patronage of these products by local consumers.
The Philippines enjoys global renown for its coconut products. AXLAM has had an impressive history, having helped establish the country as the world's leading producer of high-quality coconut products, says MPAV President and CEO Jovi Hernandez. We at MPAV are eager to work with AXLAM not only to strengthen their international business but also to develop the domestic market and support our local coconut farmers.
MPIC, through MPAV, continues to look for other opportunities in the agricultural sector, while aiming to achieve a wider presence in the dairy industry. This venture in agribusiness affirms MPIC's resolve to be the largest catalyst for a sustainable Philippines to achieve food security and ultimately food independence. It is also aligned with the efforts of both MPIC and ARC to contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, UNSDGs letter, particularly Goal 2, and hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. About MPIC. MPIC is a leading Philippine company with investments in power, toll roads, water, transportation, healthcare and real estate. The company seeks to create long-term value for all its stakeholders through responsible and sustainable investments that contribute to national progress and improve the quality of life in the communities it serves. MPIC and its group of companies are making a difference in the lives of millions of Filipinos, powering commerce and households, connecting people and places, delivering clean and safe water, and making world-class healthcare available to all. FNI News. Global Ferronickel Holdings, Inc. Global Ferronickel hikes stake in Bataan Port Operator. Global Ferronickel Holdings, FNI, is raising its stake in a Bataan Port Operator. In a stock exchange filing, FNI said it was acquiring an additional 24% stake in Sisia Logistics Philippines Inc., in Mariveles Harbor Corp., MHC, formerly Sisia Nectar Port Services Inc., SNPSI, for 192 million pesos. The acquisition will increase FNI's letter ownership in MHC to 88%. This will give FNI more control on the operation of the port, the L company said. FNI expects to complete the transaction on or before March 10, 2023. The company initially acquired a 40% stake in SNPSI in 2019, it bought an additional 24% stake in 2021. MHC operates the first purpose-built dry bulk terminal located within the Bataan Freeport area in Mariveles. The terminal handles shipments of coal, clinker, silica sand and cement raw materials, as well as steel, fertilizer and other dry bulk cargoes. Gma7 News. GMA Network, Inc., GMA network reaches 78 local viewership, widens reach to 95 stations. GMA Network, Inc. said its combined people net reach reached 76% or 78 million viewers in 2022 based on Nielsen TV audience measurement data. The media giant's channels, GMA, GTV, iHeart Movies, Heart of Asia, and Halipop were said to register a combined people audience share of 59.5%. GMA, the network's main channel, reached 42.7% people audience share in 2022, while its second free-to-air channel, GTV, logged a 10.5% share. The network said it secured 28 spots in the top 30 programs during the period, with GMA sweeping the top 12 spots.
Its series, Lolong, took the first spot, followed by 24 na oras, Kapuso Mo, Jessica Soho, First Lady, Maria Clara at Ibarra, Running Man PH, Happy Together, Bolero, The World Between Us, I Left My Heart in Sorsogon, Magpakailanman, and Jose at Maria's Bonggang Villa.
The network also said that it has widened its reach to a total of 95 TV stations nationwide, including its new Ilocos Norte station. GMA's latter flagship M&FM radio stations, Super Radio DZBB and Barangay LS 97.1, recorded an audience share of 37.4% and 38.5%, respectively. This translates to 1.4 million listeners for DZBB and 6.6 million listeners for the FM station.
The network was also able to strengthen its viewership in cities outside Metro Manila, with a 79% audience share in Metro Dagupan, 73% in Metro Cebu, and 76% in Metro Davao.
GMA said it will be bringing new primetime shows this year, namely, Volts V, Legacy, Mga Lihim ni Erduja, Love Is, Caught in His Arms, Hearts on Ice, Lady Boxer, Royal Blood, and Love, Die, Repeat. On the stock market on Tuesday, shares in GMA climbed by 6 centavos or 0.48% to P12.46 apiece. Justine Irish D. Tabil. Glo News. Globe Telecom, Inc. Globe net earnings hit 3 na bilyong piso in fourth quarter. Globe Telecom, Inc. reported a core net income of 3.16 billion pesos in the fourth quarter of 2022, bringing its full-year bottom line to 19.17 billion pesos, amid greater public mobility and the resumption of face-to-face activities.
In a press release on Tuesday, the Ayala-led company said its October-December core income declined by 37% quarter-on-quarter. It previously reported its fourth quarter 2021 income at 2.95 billion pesos.
In the 3 months that ended December 2022, the company reached 40 billion pesos in service revenues from 37.96 billion pesos in the same period in 2021. The revenue improvement came mostly from prepaid, with greater public mobility and the resumption of face-to-face classes and work, the company said. In the fourth quarter of 2022, Globe booked 26.93 billion pesos in revenues from its mobile business, up from 26.54 billion pesos in 2021. Despite 2022 being a challenging year marked by inflationary pressures, high interest rates and weakened consumer confidence, Globe once again showed resilience, Globe President and Chief Executive Officer Ernest Elco said. We are happy that the Globe Group closed the year with strong top-line and EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, growth, he added. For full year 2022, Globe's core net income was 9.8% lower at 19.17 billion pesos from 21.25 billion pesos in 2021. This was despite a 3.8% rise in its top line to 157.98 billion pesos in 2022 from 152.26 billion pesos a year earlier, driven by its mobile and corporate data business. The significant increase in data revenues, which accounts for 81% of total service revenues, mainly fueled this year's performance, given the accelerated digital adoption among Filipinos, said Globe. Corporate data revenues are largely from the company's information and communication technology (ICT) business, which includes business applications, cloud, and data center services. The company's full-year EBITDA was also higher at 79.09 billion pesos, up by 5.6% from 74.92 billion pesos in the previous year. Meanwhile, Globe said its capital expenditure rose by almost 9% in 2022 to 101.4 billion pesos. This is the company's highest investment ever in its mobile and fixed network.
The company said that 86% of this capital was used for data requirements, to ensure more relevant digital solutions and best-in-class connectivity to its customers.
At the stock exchange, shares in the company declined by 1.67% or P36 to close at P2,114 each on Tuesday. Justine Irish D. Tabil.
CLI News. Cebu Landmasters, Inc. Cebu Landmasters reservation sales up 14% to 19 na bilyong piso.
Cebu Landmasters, Inc. CLI, posted a 13.6% increase in higher reservation sales last year to 18.8 billion pesos, with mid-market residential projects driving sales, the Visayas Mindanao property developer said on Tuesday. In a disclosure to the stock market, the company said sales in its mid-market residential projects surged by 75% to 8.83 billion pesos, accounting for 47% of the total reservation sales last year.
Our numbers tell us that CLI made the most of the post-pandemic growth surge, and we are very grateful. The new residential units that we launched were immediately absorbed by the market, as shown by our record high sales velocity, said Chief Operating Officer Jose Franco B. Soberano.
Up to 73% of the book record high reservation sales came from newly launched development, the rest came from demand for ongoing projects. Mr. Soberano said that several of the new projects of the company were sold out in a matter of days. CLI's Letter Calle 104 in Cebu City was fully taken up in 3 days, while its East Village project in Davao Global Township was sold out in 4 days. Casamira Towers, Palawan was sold out in less than a week. In 2022, the company launched around 5,000 units in its 16 projects worth 28.4 billion pesos, 74% of which were sold by the end of the year. Its ongoing projects booked an overall take-up rate of 71%, while 77% of its completed projects have been fully taken up. The company said it is planning to launch 17 more residential projects as part of its plan of expanding to more areas in the Visayas and Mindanao region. We foresee an even more productive 2023 as we bring our residential brands to more and new areas in the Vismin region. We are also further expanding our portfolio by opening more hotels, launching more mixed-use and townships, and by introducing new product lines, Mr. Soberano said. Since the company's initial public offering year in 2017, Cumulative reservation sales have reached almost 80 billion pesos, CLI said. On Tuesday, shares in the company rose 1.93% to finish at P2.64 apiece.